I'm the type to go against the crowd. And when it comes to having a baby, I said I would go natural. Oh hey, oh hey, oh hey, welcome back to another video. My name is Janelle. If you are not already subscribed, make sure that you do so, but hit the bell so that you're always notified when I upload a new video. Today we're going to be discussing reasons as to why I went natural and had an unmedicated birth, but reasons you should consider if you can as well. Let's get into this video. Now, I know and understand that just because you want to go natural and you say you will go natural and have an unmedicated birth doesn't mean that it may happen that way. Sometimes we have to get induced. Sometimes we are dealing with preeclampsia and we have to have an emergency C-section. Sometimes the baby just doesn't fit or doesn't want to come out. And so I know that there's many things that can happen even though we may want to have a natural birth that prevents us from doing so. But if you can, and if this is your first baby, your second, your third, your fifth, your sixth, your 10th baby, if you are considering going natural, listen for the reasons as to why I did and why you should too, if you can. What's high on that list? The healing process. You recover faster, you leave the hospital faster, you can get up, move around, and get back to your normal life faster. Those three things right there are everything, okay? So let's be more specific. When I had my first, second, and third, I got out of the hospital in 2 days. But this last time, when I had my fourth, I was able to get out of the hospital within 24 hours after having the baby. I like to stay home for as long as possible up until my cramps, also known as contractions, are very close. They're usually like a minute or two apart. That's when I go. That means baby is literally on its way down and is about to enter this world. The reasons why I stay home is because I am not hooked on different machines, baby monitoring systems, or any of that. When I am home and I know I am in labor, I'm literally able to just move around and do what feels good for me. It's all about that comfort. And what's more comfortable than being at your own home? When I get to the hospital, they hook you up to the IV so that you can get fluids and you don't get dehydrated. They also put this baby monitor on your belly to make sure that they monitor the fetal movements and they're able to see your contractions, see how far apart they are, see how strong they are. Now, although you are having a natural birth, being at the hospital, those are just mandatory things that happen, okay? And so you are free to go to the bathroom, walk around, change positions, but at the same time, you still have to be hooked to the IV. You still need that baby monitoring on your belly. And so I personally don't feel as comfortable in the hospital than when I'm home, which is why I stay home as long as possible and then I go to the hospital. When you have a natural unmedicated birth, you have the baby, and then they clean you up, wash you up. And then when you're feeling up to it, you can get up and shower. With my first, I did not get up and I did not shower right away. When she came out, she punched my area and she caused a 4th-degree tear. And because she caused a 4th-degree tear, I needed to be stitched up. And so I needed medication at that point in time to be able to get stitched because the pain was large. For me, it was more so stinging. It was stinging my area and I could not tolerate. All I kept saying was, oh my God, my area. Oh my God, my area. They needed to numb me in order to be able to stitch me up. After I was stitched up, I had skin to skin with the baby and all of that. As much as I wanted to get up, I couldn't get up because I was numb. And I couldn't feel my legs, I couldn't feel my feet, and I couldn't feel my area. And so that was that specific instance. With my second pregnancy, after I had my daughter and I delivered her, I didn't get up and shower. I did get up to use the bathroom, which was unpleasant, but after I got back into bed, I didn't shower right away. I just wasn't up to it. I didn't feel like it, but I was able to do so. With my third, after I had him, I was starving. So I ate and I stayed in bed. I used the bathroom, which was unpleasant, but I stayed in bed and I didn't shower right away. Now with this last baby, with baby number 4, I had her, I ate, and then after we had skin to skin and she ate, okay, I got up, used the bathroom, which was a pleasant experience. I had no pain. I wasn't sore down there. And I also showered and I felt amazing. I was able to literally just get up and walk around. With all 4 pregnancies, I did have a different experience after I had them, but I was still able to get up and use the bathroom, get up and walk around, get up and shower. I didn't for the most part because I just didn't feel like it. But when you have a natural birth, you can, okay? You're gonna feel different every pregnancy. Every delivery is different for the most part. And so sometimes you may be tired, sometimes you may not. So it just literally depends on your energy and how you feel. But the biggest takeaway is that you're able to get up, you're able to shower, you're able to eat whatever you want, and you don't have any delays in that. When you get home, my practice is literally not doing anything. Staying in bed, sitting down, having my feet up, eating, drinking, spending time with baby, but literally giving your body time to rest. And I want to emphasize on this portion because although you heal and recover faster when you are home, it's important to literally just rest. Rest as much as possible. I give myself 3 to 4 days, and then I'm up giving the kids a bath, cooking, walking around and stuff like that. But even then, it's important to just slow down, okay, within that process. And because you're still bleeding, the flow of your period, just like for me, it told me whether I was doing too much or not. If you're bleeding extensively, if your period is bloodshot red, that means you're doing a lot. And so your body will tell you. And so just make sure that you're listening to your body during the healing process. I stopped bleeding after 4 to 5 weeks after having my daughter. It's different for everyone, but the bleeding will eventually stop. But no, if you have very prolonged bleeding, definitely see your doctor and talk to them about that. What's here for me? Empowerment. Trusting your body, believing in yourself, literally just having faith. So I'm the type of person that I go against the crowd. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I told myself I was having a natural birth. Why? Because for me, I didn't want to automatically say I'm having an epidural to an experience that I've never experienced before. Despite what everyone said at that time and still say now, I had to be able to trust my body. I wanted to prove to myself that I can do it. And so one of the biggest things when it comes to having a natural unmedicated birth is mental. It's literally telling yourself that you can do it. It's telling yourself that your body is going to do what it's made to do and that you're going to trust your body to do so, but that you're also going to have faith in him, okay, that everything will be okay. All that public pressure goes out the door. All that self-doubt goes out the door. You don't let that flow in with you when you are in labor, going to the hospital, or about to have your baby. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you can get nervous. But you have to, again, believe in yourself. And once you push that baby out and you know you did it, there is no greater feeling than having your baby and knowing that you did it without the assistance of an epidural. I am not against getting an epidural. You do what makes you feel good. You do what you want to do. But know that when you do get an epidural, it does affect you. and it affects your baby. I've never had an epidural, so I cannot speak from experience, but I've been told by those who've had an epidural when they gave birth that they have a lot of back problems, and they attribute that pain to getting an epidural. One thing I can say is that when you do get medication while you're in labor, many times it affects the baby. And so the baby isn't as alert. The baby is more groggy than normal if you weren't unmedicated. You know what I mean? And so those are different things to consider. One of the biggest things I enjoyed about having a natural birth was that I was aware. I was literally aware of what was going on around me, aware of how I was feeling, aware of not only my emotions, but what my body was doing. Your body eventually starts to shiver because of all the adrenaline that's rushing through your body, but you are aware of that. It's literally just being in tune with your body the entire time. And when you are going to have a cramp, a contraction, you feel it coming. It's not like, oh, I'm about to have one. Oh, I'm having one right now and I can't feel it, which is sometimes what you hear with women who get an epidural. No, when you have a natural birth, you feel everything. And again, I want to emphasize that those cramps are not the end of the world. Granted, everyone has a different pain tolerance, but it's not really pain. It's more so a feeling of being uncomfortable. That's what it is. My last words are that if you can have a natural birth without any medication, go for it. You may be nervous, you may be scared, you don't know what to expect, but give yourself the ability to prove to yourself that you can do it. Trust your body. If every woman back in the day did it, you can do it too. I did it 4 times. I'm not the only one. My mom did it. I didn't know my mom did it. My mom did it. A lot of women are still doing it. If you can, again, if you can have a natural unmedicated birth, go for it. Go for it. And then come back to this video and let me know how your experience was. How did you feel after you had the baby? How did you feel during? Now I can attest to the fact that I had less vaginal tearing. The first time, like I said, when I gave birth to my daughter, I tore a lot. But the second time, I didn't. The third time, I didn't. And this time, I didn't. Okay? So just because you may tear one time when you're having a natural birth, doesn't mean that you're going to tear every other time. And if you do tear, it may just be a little bit. In my specific circumstance, the reason I tore the first time is because my daughter literally, her arm got stuck, and so she punched her way through, and that's why I tore. Other than that, I didn't tear, and I'm very grateful for that. They say when you are having a natural birth and it's time to push the baby out, you don't push for a long time. And I can attest to that also. When I had my first daughter, I pushed 3 times and she was out. When I had my second, I don't remember. When I had my son, I would say I pushed less than 5 times. And when I had my daughter this time, I pushed for a good 60 seconds. I pushed. I don't know how many times I pushed, but I pushed for a minute and she was out. I hope that you guys were able to take something away from this video. As a mom, having 4 kids and having them all naturally without any medication, I feel like I'm on top of the world. It was the best experience that I could have ever had. Although they were all different in a good way, I am happy that I was able to believe in myself. I am happy that I didn't listen to what everyone else told me. I'm happy that I didn't fall to peer pressure. I'm happy that even when I had those moments where I was about to freak out and hyperventilate and lose my focus, I said, you know what? I got this. And I did it. Now, I wasn't in labor by myself. I had my wonderful husband there with me, my support system, and he was able to speak life into me. And I told him to speak life into me. I told him when to tell me I'm great, and he would tell me I'm great. And you know, that's what I needed to hear to just keep me in the game until I finish the race. So if you can have that support system there with you, all the power to you. But know that you have the power to do it on your own. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, if you're nervous, if you're pregnant and you don't know what to expect, if you want an in-detail video about specific topics when it comes to labor, let me know and I'll create a video just for you. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, positive vibes always. And I hope that you're able to get something out of this video.